After a day and a half of exploring the Santorini Islands, it was finally time to take on the rest of Greece. Taking a small plane was a bit scary at first, but it ended up being a fun experience. Once we landed in Athens, we picked up our rental car and began our drive to our next destination. During our trip, we traversed through countless mountains and even passed by Arachova, a small village that we decided to visit later on our Greece trip. Finally got to Delphi! Yeah. Everything here is like green themed, which is kind of odd, but you know what? I ain't complaining. We're going for dinner. Gonna eat dinner. 아니 아빠 찍는 건데? Good morning. So now we checked out of our hotel and we are now in front of the Temple of Apollo. It is significantly colder than Santorini because it's like we're high up in the mountains, but the sun is warm. This is like our first archaeological site in Greece, so really looking forward to it. After looking through the site, we decided to check out the museum at the base of the hill, which was included in our entrance fee. The museum held a lot of famous statues and other ancient relics, which were all beautiful and expressive. Okay, now we have arrived at our second destination, which was like a 2-minute drive from the first one. We are now going to the Tholos of Athena Proneia, which is like the Temple of Athena here at Delphi. So let's go down.
Organic.
After thoroughly enjoying the archaeological sites, we headed over to Arachova, which we drove by last night. And here's a little fun fact. This village was actually where a few scenes from Descendants of the Sun were shot. Specifically, it was in front of the famous clock tower of Arachova. So we hurriedly climbed the clock tower and was awed by the view that lay in front of our eyes. We finally arrived at our hotel in... I always forget the name of this place. Kalabaka, something like that. We're here, or at least I'm here because my parents just left to go to a local supermarket to buy some stuff, and I said I just wanted to stay in the hotel. And honestly, I'm kind of mad at myself right now. This place is known for its monasteries. Up in the rocks and stuff, like the high mountain areas. So there's like 6 really famous ones, and out of that there are 3 that are like the most famous. It would take too much time to look at all 3 tomorrow, so we wanted to look at one today, but that one is called like the Monastery of St. Nicholas or something, and that closes at 5 p.m. and our ETA was around like 4:30, so we were like a little short on time, so we really wanted to like make sure we get to this place on time. So we arrived at the place and it was really hard getting there. It was like really, there was like no other cars. The roads are really like sus. And when we got there, it was this tiny ass church with like no parking lot, nothing nearby, in the middle of the mountains. So we're like, huh, are we sure came to the right place? Because this place is supposed to be like very famous for its like views and like the buildings and such, but it was like a really tiny, like tiny place. I realized that I made the mistake of putting in the church of St. Nicholas instead of the monastery of St. Nicholas on Google Maps when we were coming here. Like I said earlier, it closes at 5 p.m. and we got to the Church of St. Nicholas around like 4:35. So when we would get there, it would be closed, like very near the closing time. So we ended up coming back to our hotel, disappointed, sad, and frustrated at myself. But tomorrow, we're gonna go to the other two monasteries, and the reason why we can't go to the Monastery of St. Nicholas tomorrow is because it's closed on Fridays for some reason. So, yep. So that's another update. See you tomorrow. Today is a new day. Oh, today is the day we finally go up to the Monastery of Great Meteora. I don't know how it's pronounced. And then the Monastery of the Holy Trinity. I'm so excited. This is a place my mom's been looking forward to the most, I think, right? Meteora. But honestly, this is a place that I've been kind of dreading because I heard that it requires a lot of walking and traveling up the stairs. So, okay, see ya. After all those stairs, we're finally at the top of the great monastery of the Great Meteora. And not gonna lie, the view is quite magnificent. Wait for it. And wow. Look, the sun is like right against us, so you can't really see the details, but it's really pretty if you see it with your own two naked eyes. After visiting the monastery of Great Meteoron, we went on to two more monasteries, which were equally grand and beautiful. These monasteries were intentionally built high up in the mountains with no stairs so the people could avoid persecution in the past. There were only ladders and bridges that were easily removed to prevent access. It was really interesting to see the endeavors people made in the past to preserve their culture and faith. So entering this holy space and learning more about their history and lifestyle really humbled us. And it was truly an enriching experience for all of us. After looking through all the monasteries, we decided to go to a famous photo spot, which was not the best experience for me personally. I don't know how they're all the way there. I'm so scared. They're so close to the edge, I just can't. I can't look. And yeah, so that was the end of our trip to the Meteora monasteries. Now, it was finally time to enter the heart of Greece and our last destination of our trip, Athens.